Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Larry the Garden Fairy. I haven't showed you my logo that I drew up in a while, so I thought I'd put this into the scene. What we're going to be doing today is planting our second succession of zinnias, and you might think it's late, but 60 days. So I'm looking probably 60 to 75 days. So I'm guessing end of August, early September, we'll be ready for it. So you guys, this is what we're gonna need for this. I've taken all of my trays that I'm going to be planting in, and you're probably wondering, why are you doing this inside? A couple of reasons. The number one reason is pests, and the second reason is zinnias are a very hot weather flower, and our nights still can get down into the 50s, and so that's not conducive to them. These are the bases of the tray. So in other words, this sits right inside there like that. And then you also have what's known as the humidity dome. You guys, these are going to be going on a heat mat at 75 degrees. The humidity domes are going to stay on until the seeds have come up. But the rest of the things that we need, I've got a silver marker because these are black trays and it showed up very well on there. But let's get into this. I'll show you what I'm planting today. So I've set here, I'm going to show you what I've done. I set myself up so that I can pick up my tripod with markers here, so I know if I put everything right where I have it marked that I'm centered in here. And as well as that, you guys, I have put my water bottle on the table, and it's not for water, but it can be. But what I'm going to use it for is the height of my water bottle is the height I need to be holding packets so they're centered for you. So let's get to it. Hello, how are you? I hope you're having a great day. It's going to be in the 80s today in Duluth. That hasn't happened much more than a few times, but hopefully we can get a stretch of warm weather where the seedlings that are out in Gatina's garden really take a big pop. The snapdragons and the stock have already started blooming with the snapdragons. You know, unfortunately, you got to pinch those off before they bloom so that they send out more stalks, and then I'll be able to have more bouquets. So this is what we're doing. We're doing the zinnias today. So right here, this is a packet of the luminous pink. I got this from Etsy, and on the back of it I have her address from her envelope, so I know where I got these from. I'm not going to show you guys because Pamela probably doesn't want everyone to know where she lives. Maybe she does. Maybe she wants you to buy seeds from her. But I had some issues with some Etsy seeds, so we're going to give Pamela's a try. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to take your tray, black tray, nothing on it. See, ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Silver marker. And what I'm going to do is just write on here, luminous pink. I'm actually going to do loom because I know what that means. All right? And then I'm going to date it. And you guys, if you want to remember where you got your seeds from, I just put Etsy. So this is what it's going to look like when you're all done. That gives you what kind it is, date you started it, where you bought the seeds from. And these are just to keep records so you know if you're getting seeds that don't germinate, to just kind of move on. All right, so let's get this all done here. What I did figure I had to show you 10 of these, so I did these in advance, you guys. So you've got your Cinderella purple, and those seeds are right here. And I'll tell you what, you guys, this is Park seed. Park seed I've had great germination with, but if there's any issue I have with them, it's this gold packet with the green writing is very hard to read. You know, no matter what light you're in, you'll get a glare off that gold, and it's very hard to read. And they do not put the size that your plant will grow to. So I had to look it up and find out that the Cinderella Purple are going to be 2.5 feet tall. So now I know that, but if you're dealing with other seed companies, the Cinderella Purple, such as these here, and this is Baker Seed Company. Now you guys, Baker puts almost everything you could possibly need on their packets, and see how easily they are to read. I've had great germination. You know, the number one thing, if you're going to be ordering seeds sporadically here and there, Baker Seed doesn't charge delivery. So fantastic savings on cost there, because seriously, a couple bucks per packet of seed. So it can add up to a lot of money. But these here are going to be the Canary Zenia. They grow to a height of, where is it? Oh, these are about 2.5 feet tall as well. But as you can see with the Baker seed packet, you've got, you know, their name here, what it is here. But when you turn it around, you guys, and look right here, you've got everything there. And I kind of like that. You know, you're going to have to look up some things on your own. And I kind of think that's a good thing. Use your brain, all right? So what I've done, I've got everything ready, you guys. I've got the luminous pink is going to go in here. And this one is the canary yellow. Yep, all right. So I've got all my seed packets tucked into their soon-to-be new homes. I've taken all of these, you guys, and washed them in hot, soapy water. Why? Because the first round of planting in these, I developed fungus gnats. And you guys, they are a real bummer to get rid of. So be proactive. If you're going to be starting a lot of seeds, take 5 minutes and wash your containers in hot, soapy water. Now, these were used, so I washed all 3 parts. I washed the base, the actual tray to hold the seeds, and the cover. So it's all sterile. I'm not going to be worried about fungus gnat eggs and the little bit of soil that's here and there, and get a fresh start, because you don't want to deal with them. So right here, I've got my pre-moistened potting soil, and you can see I've got a nice full bin of it. And what you do, you guys, you want to pre-moisten when you're going to plant seeds, because if you don't, when you water potting soil or seeding soil from the top and it hasn't been moistened, you know how it pools? Well, this just helps prevent that. So I have my water container here. I'm going to add a little bit more water. I've already added some, but I want to show you guys the consistency that you should be looking for when you're all done pre-moistening your soil. So I've got my gloves here. It's potting soil, you guys. I really would rather just get my fingers in there. So that's what I'm going to do. But if you like to use glove, if you have really pretty nails, I get it. You know, it's a bummer. And I normally do have really pretty nails. But heck with it. This is what it's going to be this year, because this is where I want to be. So I'm going to ditch the gloves, but it doesn't make you any less of a man if you use them, okay? So what I've done is I've added the extra water. I'm kneading it in with my hands. You want to get it all worked in really well. And then when you pick it up, you guys, and when you add water to soil for potting purposes, do it gradually. Put in a fair amount and then mix it in and go from there. Don't overdo it, or else you're going to be adding extra soil into the mix. And you kind of want it, when you squeeze it, let's use one of these here. When you squeeze it really hard, you want drops of water to come out. So none did. So I can add a little bit more water to this mix. See, I'm probably just adding about, I'd say half a pint at a time, because it really is, you know, you got to just add extra soil. And when I'm doing seeds, you know, if you only have potting soil and you don't have seed soil, if you have any peat moss, if you have any vermiculite, anything that's going to add a lighter, airy texture to your soil, that's what seed mix is. It's just light, it's lofty. It makes it easier for the seeds to root and sprout, and that's what you're looking for. Okay, so let's see. Try it again. Let's see if I can get a little water out of this. All right. So you squeeze it. Oh, there we go, you guys. Couple drops coming out. That's perfect. That is exactly what you're looking for. Okay. So let's get this process started. I'm only going to show you one packet of seeds of how to plant them and everything. And you're going to find a lot of different sources say a lot of different things. Some people will tell you to pack the soil into the seed trays. Some will tell you not to. But we're just going to put this right here so you can see it. And what I do is I take my seed tray and I just kind of loosely kind of get it to go in there. I'm not pushing it in, because the one thing that will do for you, I mean, you don't want big airy gaps. You guys, these are my favorite trays that I bought because they're clear. If you have kids, it's so cool to watch them just light up when they can see roots in the dirt. They're like, oh my God. And then take the time to explain to them that, you know, that is how plants eat. You know, plants don't have mouths, they have roots. Their food goes from basically their feet up to their head, and ours go from our head down to our tummy. So I just brush off the top. That's it. I didn't pack that in there. It's a nice fair amount. You know, there's enough moisture. And so when it comes time to remove these, when they've sprouted and gotten ready, and they're ready to put back in, gotten ready. Okay, English. I was not an English major, just in case anyone has any questions about that. No, English was not my thing. So what I'm going to do now is finish up filling all of these, and then I'm going to start throwing the seeds in. So what I'm going to do is take a minute here just to run through what it is I'm going to be planting today. Each one of these trays holds 12. Each cylinder here, I'm going to put 2 seeds in, because I want to make sure that the count that I'm going for is going to happen. You know, you should have more than enough. I mean, most of these seeds, you guys, are going to germinate. So this is what we're planting today. I already showed you the Cinderella purple. So you guys, these are some of my favorite zinnias. This is called Queen Lime Orange. And if you can see, the definitions of color are just amazing. And you know, I'm planting these now with the expectations of being able to use them in the fall. Does that not scream fall, you guys? I sure hope you can see that color. It is a beautiful burnt orange with a medium orange in the center, and then almost a yellow on the tips, and then you get bursts of green and red. You guys, these are tremendous. This is the polar bear, and when you're doing bouquets, white flowers are something that, as dull as some of you may think that they can really make a bouquet pop. But this one's called polar bear, and all of these zinnias are going to run about the 2.5 foot size. This one here is the Queen Lime Zenia, and keep in mind these come from Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. Great company, you guys. I've had great success with their germination, so that's what that one is. This one is the one I showed you, the canary bird, a yellow, which is also going to be a great fall color. And then when I get into the park seeds, oh, I've got one more that I need to show you, because there's a couple of different styles of zinnias. This is what's called, some people call it a spider, some call it a cactus, but you can see how the flowers are very individual. The petals are almost tube-like, and so it gives a nice texture to a bouquet. And this red color, can you imagine that next to some sunflowers this fall, you guys? It's gonna be killer, all right? I can't wait to do this. I really can't wait to do this. So what I'm gonna do is get everything potted up. You know, this is just another Cinderella variety called Lilac. And you know, some of these colors aren't exactly fall, but you know, I don't care, they're just gorgeous. Cinderella Peach. But see, can you read that? I mean, I'll even move it around slowly, but I have a really hard time reading park seed packets. It's my #1 complaint, and not having these size of seeds. So I'm going to finish up my succession planting of my zinnias, expecting these to be ready end of August, early September, because when you're doing cut flowers and you really want to have an abundance of them, zinnias are cut and come again flowers. That means you cut off flowers, they send up more flowers. But what happens after about the 3rd round, it diminishes. They don't produce as many, so that's why I'm planning on planting my 2nd succession of zinnias now. And I would do it with snapdragons, you guys, but they're over 100 days. That's going to put us into September. Days just aren't warm enough or long enough up in Duluth here in Zone 4B to accommodate that kind of a seed. So I'm hoping that my 100 snapdragon plants will give me a couple months of production. So this is Larry the Garden Fairy saying, love you guys. Please, please, please ask questions, comment. If you haven't shared this with your friends or subscribed yourself, you guys please help me follow my dreams. That's what I'm trying to do here. I love you guys, and have a wonderful day.